Hey there viewers, Mario here. Thank you for tuning in once again to Supermariodiagnostics. We got a diagnosis for a parasitic drain on a 2008 Mercedes E350 with 54,000 miles. Up on the dash, we've got a tele-aid operative that might come in handy or not. I don't know. We won't worry about that till later. And customer installed a brand new battery in it. I have no idea what kind of battery it is yet. We will be checking it out. Obviously, we need to do some current draw measurements up at the battery. Basically, service information says to pull codes, clear them, make sure all your doors are closed, but we're going to leave them open but with the latches closed so that the car thinks that it is locked. Everything's closed. And also we're going to leave the trunk open with the latch closed, everything latch closed, because you don't want that to be a false reading. And on top of that, we're just going to try to see what kind of draw we have. There are certain criteria. It says that if it's in between a certain amount, it could be the bus staying active. We're going to check for that as well. If it is another thing, it could be a component. But basically we're looking for 40 milliamp draw or less, and that would be best case scenario. So let's get on with it, and we'll take it from there. So after doing some digging, it turns out that SOS may be of great importance in our case. There is a TSB and I've got that TSB here, and I'll share some things that I see. Now, I'm no Mercedes expert, but these are very small letters. But I see here emergency call systems. Basically, it's saying that after 90 days, the pass module is updated. It's updating its preferred roaming list every 90 days. And when the free trial expires, or when something when there's a cancellation of subscription, basically the module can't update. And when it can't update, it will not let the bus go to sleep. So there's a network situation going on where the modules will not go to sleep. So that I'm going to keep that in the back of my mind. I may actually try to confirm that first, but I'll take it with a grain of salt. TSBs aren't for nothing, but basically that's I think I'm going to aim for that first. So I'm looking at my diagram, and there's our emergency call system. It is on our CAN D high and low, and so is our central gateway module. But luckily for us, we have an entry point at the data link connector at pins 14 and pin 6. It is a white and green. So I think I'm going to go ahead and scope that out during my testing, just to see if the bus goes to sleep. It should be a timeout of about 10 minutes. So after 10 minutes, we should see the CAN D bus go to sleep. We'll see. We'll go from there. But for now, let's go ahead and continue on our way. I've already pulled all the codes. I'm going to print them out and clear them. But nonetheless, we're going to open up all our doors and make sure our latches are closed. So let me go ahead and open up the trunk. There's our battery. He changed it. Customer changed it himself. According to the diagram, the emergency call systems module is somewhere in the center of the trunk, so we may get lucky on this one. But nonetheless, this is what you would do with any parasitic drain. You want the computer to think that all the doors are closed. That way no courtesy lights are on, even though none are on already. We're going to open up our hood and check for any kind of hood open switch. I still haven't printed my codes out. I'm going to print them and I'm going to clear them, but we got a ton of codes. So there's our latch. I'm looking for a latch with electrical wires coming out of it, or a button itself. That's even if it has a oh, there it is. That's our latch. There's our connector. So I'm gonna push this down. So Mercedes did a nice thing for us. They gave us a couple of details in our procedure to look for parasitic drain. They show us that average of about 60 milliamps should not be exceeded. Perfect conditions would be 40 milliamps. And it shows you two situations. If the draw is between 1.2 and 2.5 amps, it's usually a control module keeping the bus awake. If it's between 80 and 180 milliamps, well, usually a control module does not switch off, causing increased parasitic drain. So let's go see our setup over here. I am hooked up, and right now we are drawing 1.1 amps. Let me see if you can see that. 1.1 amps. That's our blue trace. Let me put that over here, actually. Sorry, fellas. So as you can see, we are hooked up to our CAN D lines. Now don't worry, I did front probe them, but I do have the appropriate pins, probes for those. Anyway, let's get back to it. As you can see, that's our CAN bus, and it has not gone to sleep. Let's take a look at this package here. You see that? This goes from an idle all the way down, pulled down, and then it mirrors the top. It's a little weird. That's not what I'm used to, actually, to be honest with you. I'm not used to that. You know, I don't know everything there is to know about CAN bus, but I know that I have not seen one of those before, that they would mirror each other that way. Anyway, I am following that TSB, mind you. That TSB said that the SOS, the emergency service module, cannot update itself because the subscription either expired or canceled, or it was canceled. If it cannot update, it will not go to sleep, and it will keep the rest of the module, it will keep the bus awake. So this is where our module lives, right here. Oh man, I have no idea if you guys can see that. Let me go ahead, please bear with me. I'm gonna grab a better light. Now basically I wanted to confirm that the TSB was correct, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the emergency service module. So pull it back and slide that sucker out. There it is, disconnected. Now our as you can see, activity has receded, and I don't know if you saw that, but that draw went all the way down. I'm gonna give it more time. You're supposed to wait about 10 more minutes just to make sure that all of our draw is gone. But it went from 1.2 amps to about 500 milliamps, and I want to see if there's anything else going on. I know that that's going to be one of the issues. I know that that's going to be one of the issues. I'm not sure if that's going to be all of it, but at this point we already know what needs to be done with that one. According to the TSB, it needs to be updated, and that's something that I won't be able to do myself because I don't have the equipment to do it. But after 10 minutes I will get back on with you guys on this, and we'll see where we're heading from there. Okay, so I kept an eye on the scope, and it hasn't even been 10 minutes, but according to my amp probe there, we got an average of about 30 milliamps and dropping. Mind you, take it with a grain of salt. It's a DC amp clamp in the milliamp range. Anything could throw it off, but you know, reading that low, I'm pretty confident. But you know what, let me just zero it out one more time just to be sure. With these DC amp clamps, this is a Chinese, say what you want, but you know what, I have not found a more accurate one, to be honest, but to each his own, whatever. Anyway, I hold that 0 button for a good little while, keep it really close to the cable that you're going to connect it to, let it go, and with the most like minimum movement ever put it back on. So let's see where we're at. Okay, so it rose to 60-ish. So what's our limits? Between 40 and 60 milliamps, we're good to go. Right now it's at 43 milliamps. I'm not even sure if you guys can see this. And dropping. So this is a fix. Moral of the story, read your TSBs, read procedures. You know, if you don't read that procedure, how would you know that you were supposed to wait 10 minutes? Some of you guys know that that's common sense, but all you new techs out there, read as much as you can. You know, if it wasn't for that TSB, it would have been kind of crazy. I would have still have been suspecting that communication, that kind of communication that we had there. I didn't like it, but still, it would have made for a longer day. You know, I think the total time spent here was about 30 minutes, which is not so bad compared to other cars. I mean, it's a Mercedes. It's a Mercedes. You guys should know. But 30 minutes is not bad for this one, including the waiting time and the setup and everything. We're gonna leave it at that. The TSB says that it must be updated. Update control unit software to either these or this number using, I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I'm not a Mercedes guy. I'm just another grunt, guys. But you know what, I think we all learned from this one. Next time I see something like this, I'll know exactly what to look for. I'm pretty happy with the results, and I hope that you guys like this. Share, comment, subscribe. Oh, one more thing, please check out my Cardone video contest entry. I have that quick tip in there. I know I sound like a broken record. It's a daily vote. Every single day you can vote. I know I'm asking for a lot, but you know, who else am I gonna ask? You know, I don't have Facebook. I have all my friends, I tell them to share, but you know, I'm counting on you guys too. You know, I don't have 100,000 subscribers or anything, but you know, every single one of you count, believe it or not. And I want you guys to know that I appreciate each and every single one of your views, your comments, your likes, your shares, everything you guys do to make this channel continue. And hopefully things get more interesting like it did here. Anyway, enough rambling. I'll leave you guys to it. Enjoy the rest of your day and have a good one. This is Mario. Thanks again. Take care.